My name is Allison. I'm 43 years old, I'm 5'6", and I've lost 19 pounds so far. Only 130 more pounds to go.
I'm at the grocery store picking up a few little things here. Let me show you what I got. I really like Cook's Illustrated magazine, and then this looked good. Beecher's Marco Polo pepper cheese, pepper cheddar. We've got a basmati rice, and then 2 cans of chipotle in adobo, and 2 cans of pumpkin mix. $38 for those things. $38. Ah! Are you excited I'm back in the car?
So our executive director, you guys would be surprised how many people want to be in here, but they don't support spay and neuter.
After my morning of errands, I headed out to the sea to go and visit my friend, who has been away for most of the winter in the Midwest. I really appreciated the distance between me and the clouds as I got closer to the ocean. Because up in the mountains, the clouds are right on top of me, as you'll see on this trip home. Here I'm making leek and potato soup. This is a great soup because it's mostly just vegetables, and the longer you take to cook it, the richer the flavors. I have found that it does not change my blood sugar when I eat this soup, so in essence I can eat it anytime I want, as long as I'm not fasting. Since I didn't have anything to do, I decided to really take my time, and this particular batch of soup turned out to be outstanding. I put it into super cubes after I was done cooking, and it's in my freezer waiting for me on a future day.
Oh my god, that's so good.
On this day, I had a doctor's appointment, so I had to drive about an hour for a routine checkup. Then I decided to stay in town and grabbed some tea in a couple of different coffee houses. It does make attending meetings at work a little bit more challenging, but where else can I see someone playing with their dog while I work? I happened upon some snow geese on my way home, and then drove into the clouds. I finished my evening with some creative projects. Play my music and probably hate me too. And we've arrived at Tuesday. I'm down 20 pounds, and I'm struck with this odd feeling of disappointment. Because when a slender person loses 20 pounds, it's transformational. And when somebody my size loses 20 pounds, you can't really tell. My skin seems to be bothered by something, and I don't know what that is. I have been doing well with fried foods and sugar, so I don't know what's going on with this chin stuff. I'm in the middle of a pretty long fast. I'm at least 30 hours at this point, and I plan to just keep fasting until I start to get hungry and the hunger doesn't go away. Once you get into the longer duration of fasting, you go into autophagy. It helps lessen loose skin, and also it helps the mitochondria in your cells repair. You can do up to one 72-hour fast a month. I'm not saying I'm going to get to 72 hours tomorrow. That's not necessarily the plan, but as long as my body's cooperating, I'm just going to keep going. Last night I made pumpkin chocolate chip muffins and I didn't even eat any. They're going to go into the freezer and I am going to have one today or tomorrow when I break my fast, along with a high protein meal. I'm okay with that. I'm excited about that. And this is a journey of no foods are off limits. So pumpkin chocolate chip muffin, I'm not going to eat 12 like I'm capable of. I'm going to eat one. Just one. And I think that's all I've got for you right now on this Tuesday morning.
Later.
Oh my God, what did I do? I broke my fast at 42 hours, which is great. Fine, good, all is well. I can barely breathe. I had a scrambled egg wrap with spinach. It was delicious. And then I was going to have a few bites of ice cream. And then before I even knew what happened, it was gone. An entire pint of ice cream was gone down my gullet. And I don't even remember eating it. So, it's not the fault of fasting. That's just my ability to binge. So now my stomach hurts so bad that I can barely breathe. I have to take shallow breaths. Wish me luck. Oh God, here we go. It's going to be a long night. Plus, I'm lactose intolerant.
And it's Wednesday. We've arrived at a new low.
I want to talk about what happened last night with fasting and then the ice cream incident, we'll call it. It wasn't the fault of the fasting that I binged. The binge was very clearly, to me, related to mindless eating. I had intention to eat a couple of bites and then I'd stopped paying attention, and before I knew it, the food was gone, which to me is different than a binge that happens at the end of fasting that results from overindulgence because you feel deprived. I didn't feel deprived. My brain just shut off and I just ate. And so I am happy about that in the sense that it doesn't put me in a place where I say, oh no, fasting equals binging. That's not how I feel. And even if fasting did equal binging once or twice, that's a process that you've got to like adjust to. And every once in a while, the first few times are going to fail, and that's okay. I just wanted to explain the feelings underneath the behavior so we could all differentiate the fact that there's a difference between deprivation caused binging and mindless eating. And that's what I think I learned yesterday. I definitely didn't feel good. I definitely didn't sleep great. And my blood sugar is raised today according to my continuous glucose monitor. So yeah, but I don't feel bad about it at all because it's just part of the process. It's a spiral, right? You go upwards a ways, and then when you slide back, and then you go up the same path, and you might slide back a little bit, but you continue to climb. And that's what's important about this process, is that you continue to climb, that you continue to try, and every moment is a chance to start over. And maybe starting over is even too harsh. It's not really starting over. It's just getting back to baseline, getting back to where you want to be, rather than calling it starting over, because by no means is one starting over when they've been at something for a while.
And on this Thursday, I'm not surprised by this way.
Good morning. It is Thursday. And I had my first night of food last night in this journey. But I just felt like I had already messed up the day, so why not just do what I want? And man, do I regret that choice. I super regret that choice. I had 2 bowls of Cocoa Puffs and like a bunch of chocolate chip pumpkin muffins. And my stomach is upset this morning. I didn't sleep well. I'm up like 2 pounds on the scale, which is not necessarily caloric weight gain, but this time it could be caloric weight gain because I did binge. It's just going to happen. It's going to happen, and I'm going to give myself grace. And if it happens over and over and over again, then that's going to be a point of reevaluation. But one time, I'm just going to say, man, that sucks. I'm going to move on. And it'll be okay. It'll be okay. I am not going to waste a bunch of energy beating myself up about slip-ups, because that is my MO, is to shame myself, and I'm working on that. I don't want to shame myself anymore. There's no point in shaming myself. It just hurts me. And it's not even my voice. It's the voices of people I love, like parents and family members and that kind of stuff. Okay, it's time to start my day. See you later.
I am packing to head down to family's. I stay with my dad's when I go down to see family, but I'll be visiting other folks. So here's what I have. I've got my makeup and my toiletries in here. This has become a go kit that I don't have to pack anymore. I can just pick it up and go, which is great. These are my comfy shoes, and these are other shoes. I take a lot of shoes. I like shoes. I take my scale with me. I wouldn't take my scale if I wasn't vlogging, but I'm vlogging, so I take my scale. I'm not obsessed about my weight, folks. It's just a data point. I take my iPad, and I've got shirts and undies and other clothes here. This is a cord case, and it's full of charging bricks and miscellaneous digital accessories. Then I've got my medicine. I am not on Ozempic. I've got some questions about that. I'm not on Ozempic, but I just have my medicines, and I've got some books that I'm reading, as well as my journal that I'm writing in right now. And then they all go inside this bag. And here's why I call weight just a data point, and why taking my weight every day helps me. I know it doesn't help everybody, and maybe it's not even recommended. I'm not telling you you should weigh yourself every day. But here's what I see when I do weigh myself every day. I see progress, and I like seeing progress. That reinforces me. The little dots up at the top, the green ones, mean that I lost or maintained weight on that day. Doesn't matter how much, I just lost or maintained. And then the red dots are days that I gained, and that's okay. I was feeling pretty crappy about my choices that I made last night regarding binging until I looked at this chart, and I saw that throughout the month of March 2025 so far, I've only gained on 2 days. I've been doing really, really well. And that doesn't mean that it's time to give up the mission. It just reminds me that one bad moment doesn't erase all the great moments.
It's doggy dinner time.
Is it doggy dinner time? Oh, is it doggy dinner time? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Is it? Is it time? Is it time? Okay, let's do this. Let's have some dinner. That's for Matt. This is for Mitch. I've made it to my dad's house. The drive was very, very long. There was an accident in the city, and it was rush hour traffic, so it took like 3.5 hours. The dogs have gotten settled. I am in the process of getting settled. I definitely am struggling with my attitude related to food right now. I realized on my trip down that this is the first week in 18 months that I haven't had counseling because my counselor is on vacation. I think that lack of processing time is really affecting my desire to binge because it's fierce right now. And the only thing that's keeping me from binging is that I'm physically uncomfortable. I'm really full. I would have stopped for 4 dinners on the way home if I had had room in my belly to do it. That's where my head's at. I'm gonna set an intention right now because if you've watched my vlogs, you know that I struggle with temptation when I'm away, and I particularly struggle with emotional eating when I'm here at my dad's house. And that's not his fault. That's just circumstance. So my intention while I'm here, I'm thinking of this in real time, is not to be perfect, but instead to fast for 24 hours. That's a good goal, to fast for 24 hours while I'm here, because I'm only going to be here for 48 hours, maybe a little bit, maybe 72. And if I fast for 24 of those hours, I just eliminate the decision making. And that is oftentimes a whole lot easier than avoiding temptation, is just eliminating the option. The binary is easier for me than a gray area of what should I eat. It's just, can I eat? Yes or no, not what should I eat. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I am going to fast for 24 of the 72-ish hours that I'm here.
Holy crap. I'm up 5 pounds. My morning ways got me really down, but I'm trying not to beat myself up. I know it's like a bummer way to end this week's vlog, but you know, it is what it is. And you will see me recover this and more in next week's vlog. I wanted to mention, for those of you who stayed to the end, please remember to subscribe to my Instagram. I have an announcement coming next week that will show up on my Instagram first. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching, and drop a purple heart in the comments if you got all the way to the end. Love you, and good luck in your own journey.